Eeyaw. Is that even the sound that a donkey makes? I don't know. How about the sound that a bear makes? I don't even know that either. And how about a little fridge and an electrical generator and a little place for cooking and a car? Looks a bit like an old Land Rover Defender with no bodywork on it. That's how I like to think about it. Who would live in a house like this? Oh yes, it's Casa Marmite, where we have the ground floor. Yes, we're European. The first floor, which is this one up here, looking out over our lake. And as you can see, we have several neighbours. There's someone that lives over there in the woods, Deep, that has built his rather splendid house there. I think that's Badger's house, or maybe that's Badger's house. Or is that Riverman? That's Badger. That is someone else, some South African, I think. And there's another house over there, all around this lake, and we're all playing nicely and helping each other, which is one of the best things. My house I built on a hexagonal shape with a central courtyard area. I had to build this weird walkthrough because I kept falling off the steps here. Haven't quite figured out what I'm going to do with this deck yet, but upstairs is the bedroom. Here's where I sleep, and I'm keeping my stuff up here, so that's just for people. And look, I couldn't look at the stars because I had to make a roof, but I made these lovely red lanterns. And it took me several days to build all this stuff, and bearing in mind that I built all of that over several days with my admin powers, because there is what is technically known in the trade as a shit ton of wood. So yeah, as admin I can spawn things. I don't generally spawn things during the game because it ruins the gameplay, but for when it comes to building, I can either go off to those woods over there, chop down 47,000 trees into logs, carry them one at a time over here to make this, or I can just stand here and say spawn log, spawn whatever I need. So that's how I ran it. I was originally thinking I was going to make this as a fishing dock. It'd be kind of fun, but I think what I'm going to do now is turn this top area into a roof and have this as my fishing area. So I'll just stand here and fish off the side if there are fish around. Oh, look, some little fishies out there. I think I'm going to turn all of this into brickwork and keep the top half as woodwork. I like this kind of wooden look to it. Look, come with me. If I see anyone out here, I've always got my trusty sword. This is the shape I made, just kind of a hexagonally round sort of thing. As you approach the house, there's a drop box over there. I come over here, Casa Marmite, obviously. Here's my little drop box that's free to anyone. No lock on it. Kind of all my extra stuff that I find that I don't like. That's a very nice gun, the AKM, but I just don't like it. It's too brrr for me to get on with. And any extra things I find that aren't really my bag, or things that I think will just really help people. Someone's going to appreciate an enforced lock. Someone's going to appreciate a screwdriver and some lockpicks. Everyone's going to like meals ready to eat, right? Some odds and sods of ammo, a couple of different backpacks I found. I like the hiking ones. If you join the Marmite server and you spawn anywhere near C3, make your way across to the lake. On the bottom side of the lake you'll find my house. Please feel free to come here, open the drop box and take what you like, or swap things if you prefer. But you won't be able to get in the house because it's locked, and hopefully if you join after today you're going to see all this bottom section in brickwork. So where do I start upgrading the bottom section? You can see that I've started upgrading some of the foundations with metal. So now I'm going to upgrade all of it with metal and then to brick. Upgrading is simple, using your admin powers. If you're playing single mode, of course you just do a set god mode, right? Go into talk and you type hash set god mode true. However, I can't do that because I'm on the internet. GG host, unless I'm missing something, doesn't let me go into God mode. God mode would just let me spawn anything I like and just build it. But I have got a workaround that's still a lot easier than going collecting stuff from the woods everywhere. I can spawn the stuff that I need. So let's go and look at this floor, for example. Upgrade it, and it tells me that I need, 9 bits of metal, 5 bolts, a toolkit, and some kind of tool for doing the job. Let's spawn the bits that I need. 9 bits of metal. I just turn sideways and type in spawn item. In this case I know it's a metal scrap, and I'm going to do 9 of them. I know that it was bolts. How many was it? I can't even remember. The reason that I look at sideways, because if you do facing things, it will spawn them inside the house, and then I can't use them. How about a toolbox? Spawn a toolbox. Right, so right next to me, I'm going to pick the toolbox up because I use that for lots of things. I have all the metal that I need and all the bolts that I need, right? So I can just click on it and go F. There we are. That foundation is turned to metal. If we go inside the house, if we go inside the house without shutting ourselves outside, this one floor's turned to metal. So I think I'm going to start off by turning all of my downstairs floors to metal, just to strengthen everything. So I know that it's all going to involve lots of metal bits and lots of bolts, right? So I can just go spawn item. I've got toolbox in my hands, bolts. Let's do 10. I think 10 is the maximum amount of things you can spawn. So spawn item, space, the thing you're going to spawn, space, the number, 10. I'm going to do 10 again, and bolts 10 again. So let's do this one first. Upgrade. And as long as we're standing in range of all of these bits, we can just go upgrading everything we want. You get to this stage where you're like, oh, I've run out of bits of metal. And you just have to spawn more. Bolts 10, metal scrap. Let's kind of spread them around because we're going to be doing an awful lot of these, right? Just makes building easier. So as long as we're standing in range of the bits we spawn, we can spawn them all over the place. So, cue the elevator music. Let's upgrade everything. Well, I've finished building, so I thought I'd go for a little cruise around, see what the neighbours are up to. Perhaps I'll run around and look at all their houses and just add it on the end, but you can see the neighbours. I don't think anyone's in today. Ooh, that one's a build in progress. It's getting higher and higher. They all chose to build around existing. Whoever was building this place, this was the original zone where I wanted to build. Because look how shallow it is. I had this idea of having like a bridge that come out, and I'd put some kind of, I don't know, door on it or something, and then you'd come out and have the whole house floating over water. I love that idea, but whoever's building that one snuck out there first. There I am. in the distance. I've upgraded everything to metal. I still can't put it to brick. I think it's because I haven't got the engineering level, but I'm happy with the final result. I have no idea who's building this. It looks like it's work in progress. I do know whoever it was stole my little boat and had it shoved underneath their house. I didn't have a lock on it, so I had to come over and steal it back. And as it's the only boat on the lake, I know it's mine. So here I am. Casa Marmite. Oh, there's a storm coming. Look at that. Weather's looking a bit grim. Look at my little boathouse. I think the metal's really ugly, so I'm really hoping I can figure out how to up my engineering and turn this to brick, which will look lovely. So when I come in here... Oops. My jumping's not very good. This is where I'm going to sit and fish and catch all kind of things. There's my cabinet I've got all my fishing supplies in. Here's the entrance from downstairs, just in case you want to quickly get in an emergency. This is this kind of don't know what to do with it platform. I thought it might be a fishing platform. Haven't quite decided. I might put a roof on it like that. Maybe. And just have... I don't know. I just don't know what I'm going to do. Don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. I sort of upgraded it all just to make it look like that. Everything's metal. Look, listen to the clonk, clonk, clonk as you run around. Welcome into the ground floor. I much prefer the wood look, I must admit. You can hear the buzzing of my little generator there. But yeah, when I try and say upgrade, look, it's not even lit up. So I can only assume I'm not tough enough yet to do upgrades on this stuff. Please tell me I'm wrong. Say, hey, Marmite, there's some thing that you should do to put brick there. Because I'd love to make this brick. Can't upgrade anything. I changed the upstairs slightly. Again, we're all metal up here. Look, there's my letter of building supplies. This was all open. It gave me some problems putting stairs in and leaving everything vulnerable. So instead I just put a single door. And this could be a fishing location, if I can get it out there. Or it could be quite a nice snipey location, if I'm having a running battle or seeing any puppets anywhere. And last but not least is the bedroom. Hidden away up here. A few little logs laying around from when I was spawning them to fix the roof sections. I originally was thinking of having some stairs up onto the roof. I'll just drop these because they're going to despawn. I think they'll despawn. Or am I always going to have logs laying around the house? That's not very cool. But yeah, all in all... Didn't break his leg. I'm very pleased with the final look of it. Very pleased in kind of a weird, ugly way. But it's this sort of weird, round thing. Not making an attempt at being raidable or unraidable. It's just my first attempt at actually building something. I've learnt a load along the way about how to build things, and made a ton of mistakes in the design and build. So when we get the next big Scum release, and I'm sure it'll involve a reset, and I'll be losing all of my beautiful house and rebuilding. The main thing I'm going to do is start from the water level, because I want to build over water and then come up. Because instead I built the house and then I started to build the lake house, and I had to kind of guess at the height, and it took loads of attempts to try and get the guess right, and that's why I ended up with this weird look. It's like a little, it's only a little thing, but it really triggers me, this height distance. But good God, I tried to fix it and it was just really, really hard. And I could have masked it with some stairs and bleh. I just decided not to. Anyway, over there, or is it over... Yeah, I think that's Mr. Deep's house, Deep Squirt. So, he's asked for a boat, so I'm going to do the nice... In fact, why don't I go and deliver him a boat? Let's go and do him a nice turn. If I just spawn a boat and take it over there. So, look, this is us chatting about things. And he wanted a boat earlier. So I can say spawn vehicle. And it's the BPC Barber is the boat. Hopefully it will spawn and I can just jump in it. Ooh. Wasn't a very good spawn, was it? You just stay on top. Where shall we leave it? I know my feet are soaking wet. I think you're going to have to build a little boathouse, Deep. Can I shoot from within here? Oh, you can't shoot from within the boat. Okay. Ooh. That was some boom, boom, boom. This site's pretty good. So that's the 3 shot. Gone from fully automatic to 3. Shift left click. Now on single. Who else can I pick on? See anyone else around here? This is the UMP-45. This is what I'm going to be playing with this weapon set up for a little bit. Because I'm rocking a 1911 45mm. And the UMP-45. So all I'm carrying is 45mm ammo. And a giant log. And a fish. I'm such an idiot. Right, let's call this Deep's Float. Deep's floater left on the shore near your gaff, mate. And now I've got to hike my way back. So yeah, it's been a funny little video to make. I'm not even sure if I'll stick this on YouTube. But I'm kind of in the lots of these little videos, even things that seem really basic and obvious to people with a bit of experience. It took me a long time just to figure out how the building mechanics worked and the laying down of foundations and the building up of them. I had to go off and watch some you know, learning how to build things from the basics. I think Deep must be there actually, because his house, his car's there. Unless he's taken another vehicle. He said he was off raiding a base somewhere earlier in the chat. A distinct lack of zombies today. Ah, it's kind of good looking. The boathouse doesn't look right, does it, without a roof on it? I think I'm going to have to stick a roof on it, even though I lose that top deck, just to make it look nice. I think it's got to happen. So, there's more building coming, but I won't bore you with it. I'll see you guys on the flip side. Oh, he's so tired. Oh, you made it. Let's have a beer. Kick back. Cheers. Well, don't put boring videos on YouTube, they said. People will hate it, they said. And yeah, he probably did, but I enjoyed doing it. Next time I'll come back with lots of boom, 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 splat. Beep, 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 pow. See you next time.